Pre-season's a good part of the year. It's 0-0 and we're all going well. But most importantly, some new young players have come into the system. Some of the returning players have come back in good shape, and we have some blokes who are representing Australia and playing plenty of good cricket overseas. It's a huge boost for us having players play for Australia. We have two real goals as a state program. We want to be as competitive as we possibly can be in the domestic competitions, and that's one area we've really got to look at to see how we're going to improve from last year's performances. Having said that, I think that was the first time for about 3 years that we haven't played in a final of either the One Day or the Sheffield Shield. We did do the other thing that we're looking very hard to do, which is produce national representation. So to have 3 players in a squad of 15 in a World Cup squad, and obviously Alex Carey is the one that is playing consistently, but to have Adam Zampa and Kane Richardson over there also contributing when required has been really special, and the whole squad is really pleased and proud for them. You know, it's kind of cool to have your own mates playing for Australia in such a big tournament, and it makes the tournament a little bit different to just watching it when I suppose growing up as a kid watching your heroes, you're now actually watching your mates play, the guys that you play cricket on a weekly basis. That's been really good. So we've had 4 new players come into our group. 2 of them are from interstate. Wes Agar, some people would be aware of through the Strikers program. He's been with us in that program for the last couple of years, a tall right-arm fast bowler, and he's settled in well. He lives with Henry Hunt, who's a country New South Wales boy who played some second 11 cricket last year for the ACT New South Wales country team. Had an outstanding year with a double century in the second 11 competition and a couple of other scores of 90 plus. Jacob Dickman and Tim Oakley are 2 younger local players coming out of our grade or Premier Cricket system. Tim is a fast bowler that got the most wickets in grade or Premier Cricket last year for Tea Tree Gully, and Jacob Dickman is a middle order, top order batsman that plays for Woodville and had some good results for us in the second 11 competition. So we're pleased to add that depth to our squad, and we're really looking forward to the cricket starting so they can show off how good they might be. It's a bit different to the AFL model, for example, where players come into free agency or they make it clear they want to leave their clubs or they finish their contracting period. They're usually the better players that have the opportunity at AFL level to call where they'd like to go or push the envelope as far as being traded. The challenge with cricket is the best 25 players are centrally contracted with Cricket Australia and therefore being paid and are obviously performing quite well in their own system. There's not a lot of need or want unless they're desperate to move for a higher opportunity or better opportunity in another state system. It's unlikely they're going to leave where they're playing well anyway. The second tier of player is almost the senior state player. There's no real need for them to move into state because they're playing important roles in their own state team. So unless they had a real want or will to move into state to try something fresh or new, they're probably getting the opportunities they require and demand in our system or in their home system now. I totally understand the want and the will and the need for us to be more competitive and to play an aggressive and attractive brand of cricket. We want our members to come along and watch, and we want them to have a team that they engage with and feel like they're part of. We need to improve across the board. One of the greatest challenges we had last year, it's certainly not an excuse, but we had 6 or 7 players over our last 4 or 5 games that had played 10 games or less in our system, with the injuries to Sayers and to Worrell, with Australian representation guys being away. We found that we had a very young group, so we're very hopeful that the games we got into those guys at the end of last season will hold them in good stead, and they'll hopefully hit the ground running this year with a few more games of experience. And if we see that, I know we can get back to where we want to be, which is, fighting out to play in finals and again, hopefully pushing players up to play for Australia at the same time.